My body, your body, my body. We can't even start the we can't start the podcast. We gotta get to it. Welcome back, everybody. This is She and I. I am your host, B Love, and like always, I have my very special host with me,
India Marie.
Yes, indeed. India Marie and B Love, the husband and wife duo you didn't know you need, but you got us and we are here to stay. This is the best thing to happen on a Tuesday. Well, damn it, since Monday. Give it up for yourself. I just want to keep playing this song.
It's such a good song.
I didn't know I was that excited about the Blue Stars. It's one of the reasons why when the concert came, we went. We were there, front row at the show.
Honestly, like, Pretty Ricky could do a show by themselves and I would go.
Hey, I'm sorry, man. Y'all know, and somebody's right now thinking that I know exactly where I was the first time I heard that Blue Star. You know what you were doing. And how old were you when Blue Stars came out?
I was too young to be listening to that technically. So I think they came out. You're talking about a 5-year-old.
We keep going.
I ain't talking about that young. I think I was in middle school when that first album came out.
No.
Yeah, it was.
No, I don't believe. No.
I was in like eighth grade when the first album came out. And then the second album, I was in high school.
The second album don't really count. Blue Stars set the stage. If y'all don't know what we're talking about, if you're watching this on YouTube, the beginning of the podcast, we play Your Body by Pretty Ricky. If you want to go check that out, it's on the album Blue Stars in your phone right now.
Yeah, 2005.
Oh, yeah, you would.
I was in middle school. I was in like 8th grade. Yeah, because I started. Well, so it depends on what part of 2005 it came out in. Because I started 9th grade in 2005.
You got it right there. What you mean, what part?
Well, I had a date. It's just the year.
May 24th, 2005.
Oh, I wasn't looking right there. I was just looking here.
Okay.
All of these.
Yeah, but May 24th, 2005, you had just got out of 8th grade. You were entering into 9th grade. Mm-hmm. That's what it was.
And then the second album, obviously, I was fully in high school. And then, what's his name? Pleasure P went solo.
And it still went
jamming. I would never forget sitting, I think I was in 12th grade.
Talk about it.
Singing I Did You Wrong to the top of my lungs. That was such a silly ass song to me, y'all.
That's like, fire.
That song was so silly to me. I did you wrong.
You did me wrong. I take you back. Take me back, yeah. That song was a vibe, though. You knew what they were.
That song was funny.
And it was appropriate for the time. Because back in the day in high school, everybody was cheating on everybody. You had 2 or 3 boyfriends. You won't admit it. But you had a boyfriend, but you were entertaining other people. No, and if it came about, really. India, you entertained me and you had a boyfriend.
I did not have a boyfriend.
Talk about it, B-Love.
I did not have a boyfriend when I was entertaining you.
I was entertaining you. That's what was happening. Tell them.
I was dibbling and dabbling in some other.
She always trying to switch words around to make it sound like Jada Pinkett. I was entangled. I wasn't cheating. You know what I mean? I was dibbling and dabbling, but I wasn't really entertaining. Okay, that's what's up.
Let's see, he get out here and say what he was doing, but then when I get to say what I was doing, he wants to get offended.
No. You know what I was doing? I was out in 2005. I was working in McDonald's. Be honest with you.
In 2005?
Yeah.
No, you weren't.
So what? Summertime, 2005.
Oh, you went home?
I went home for the summer. Of course, I was 18 years old. You be making it seem like I'm so old. I had just turned 18. I'm a fresh 18 in 2005 too, but I'm 26. Don't try to add. I know y'all like to be mathematicians out there. That ain't your strong suit. Just know I'm 26.
He was 18 in 2005.
Huh? Who said that? Don't even rewind.
And he went to college early. Didn't you go to college at 17?
Yeah, my birthday. Yeah, how my birthday falls. I went to college at 17. Could have graduated early too, but boy, I love college so much. It was just, you love the college experience. But I really could have graduated a whole year early. Let's not even talk about it. Anyway, we're going to get right into it because I got something to talk about. I need Labor Day too. Well, how was your week? Tell me, how was your week before we jump in to talk about
nothing to report.
See what I'm saying?
The week was good. I ain't got nothing to report. Yeah, I'm in like a
I got a story.
It feels lately. It has felt like that, like I'm on a Ferris wheel that just keeps going, and I can't get off.
What?
That's what it just feels like. Like life has just been moving so fast that
I think we've been in a pretty good
we're
groove.
just like in this routine of we do the same thing every day, and it's.
You got to try
I have nothing to report.
I want to try to break up the monotony. That's why it's so good. I feel like that when vacations come, like the fall break, spring break, Labor Day, all this stuff, like we need to go somewhere and do something because
no, but it's still
you like to rest, you know.
No, it's I would love to go places. It's just the fact that now we can only go places when Blake is
yeah,
out of school.
Back in the day, anytime we wanted to go,
we
I work
just
from
go.
home. If we didn't have kids, that's one of the questions. Did you get that one? I didn't send you that.
Mm-mm.
Oh shit!
And I don't know. In the next couple of years, I could see myself just being like, we're going to take a vacation and letting the teachers deal with it. Because Blake is smart and him missing a couple of days of school isn't going to hurt anybody.
All right, let's get down to business. I'm going to send you this. You read it because you are.
Having the only being able to go on vacation when the kids out of school is like, oh, I don't like it. I don't like it. I think I've said before, I would homeschool just so that we could get up and go whenever we wanted to.
Listen, that's why I respect people who are entrepreneurs too. Like you guys have the freedom to just move about and do what you want to do. You're not locked into anybody's schedule. There's one thing I like about it. And everybody can't be an entrepreneur. Some people had to sit back and work a 9 to 5. Shit, I got a 9 to 5. I'm cool, but I got other stuff on the side. This? Yeah. But I got other stuff on the side. Not that. I sent you.
This is what you just sent.
Yeah, that's what I just sent you. That's crazy. So we're right on cue with each other. I bet you already have it. Y'all heard me asking this. She already had that question. Anyway, I respect it, right? Because I do like to travel and I like to take my wife out. The thing about working from home, if I ever quit my job and start looking for another job, remote work has now become mandatory. I cannot go to anybody's office because of the freedom that I have. And people never say this. When you work from home, you're really working too. It's not like sometimes the cutoff times are not what you expect it to be. You can work from home into the night if you don't set boundaries. Like, go ahead. I see you.
We're not going to even get into it. But I mean, I think, so since we've moved, I think he's gotten a lot better. But when he first started this job,
it was boundless.
Because the job is based on a different time zone. Mm-hmm. He was getting up to start working when they would work, but he was still working like
well after.
Yeah, and I'm like, what deal? What deal is this? I don't understand.
Everybody got some straightening now. Everything is good. I feel like we are in once again a good groove with the job too. So I feel like I'm in a good groove. However, can you read this question? Let's go ahead and hit the button. So broken. Let's talk on it. And that's what I read. The question from the listener. I don't know if it's in WWID or not, but go ahead.
I am 38 with a wife who is 33, and I'm wondering what married couples with kids actually do. I guess not so much advice as I'm trying to more so gauge what life is supposed to be like. We've been married for nearly 10 years.
Same.
First thing is we have always had a dead bedroom. She is extremely low libido. I don't think this will ever change. I'm not happy about it, and I'm considering divorce.
Oh.
We have 3 young kids, 7, 4, and 2, and our life is just boring. We are busy with full-time jobs and don't have much support for looking after the kids.
Yikes.
What I'm curious about, people in the same situation, do you still go for date nights with your partner? Do you talk and have conversations about things other than the kids? Or are your nights pretty much full of scrolling phones and watching TV? My wife and I have little connection anymore. It feels really abnormal, but at the same time, having young kids is hard. So maybe it is normal. Any insight would be appreciated.
Hold on, let's stop right here. Let's stop. Everybody give it a one time for India's shirt. How it's fitting today.
What?
I like the way your shirt sits on the top. Before we started the podcast, she was saying... scrolling. And I'm like, hey, what are you looking at? Do you have everything together for the podcast? Yeah, but look, don't you like how my shirt looks? I'm like, damn, I do like how your shirt looks. And all I saw was rack. I didn't see the rest of the names. I'm like, man, those fit your rack pretty good. So
Stop.
Give it up for India with the rack. The racks in the middle. Roddy Rich. Sorry.
It's from Nordstrom Rack. And when I find a piece of clothing that I enjoy, I tend to buy it in multiple
every
colors.
color. I'm the same way.
So I just went to see if they had it in another color because I do enjoy the fit of the shirt.
Last night, you also wore a shirt. And this is not a relationship, but fellas, if you see your woman wearing something at night that you like, I think you should go out and buy more of those too. What you had on last night was nice. Your rack was supported. It was like this tank top and underwear. Like she didn't come to bed in her regular India attire with her what's the thing called with her hair in the what's the Proud Family person called? She usually wears her hair in the Proud Family.
My hair is in a pineapple.
Bun. A pineapple.
I actually did my hair the other day. My hair has been in a ponytail for like the past 2 months on the podcast. I went and I kept scrolling the podcast. And I was like, damn, my hair ain't been down in a long time.
People probably been there. Like, dang, what's wrong with her? But anyway, needless to say, she looked good. She had a little tank top on. It looked like something that came from American Apparel, but it was super nice. It fit her up top just right. And the underwear was hitting the butt just right. So I'm looking at this like, okay, it may be a good night. And it was. However, all I'm saying is for you all, if you see her wearing something that you find particularly engaging, go out and get her some more in different colors.
So I should be expecting a package in the mail this week.
No.
So what is that? No. If you're going to give advice, you need to adhere to the advice. So we should be expecting a package in the mail this week, right?
Possibly. However, when you have a woman that also likes to bring up other things on a consistent basis that she likes and wants.
Like what?
Flower bed.
Oh,
people out there who do not know. If you're out in the world and you're dating, or if you're out in the world and you have a wife, flower beds have become the new crystals and horoscopes for women. If you see a young lady and she's talking about gardening and flower beds and things, just know that's just the new crystals now.
No, it's not.
Flower beds are the new crystals. As a matter of fact, if you really find a woman who has crystals in her flower bed, beware.
This is not a clip that you should post because you really don't know what you're talking about.
I know what I'm talking about.
This has been going on for centuries. My grandmother, I was literally texting a friend this the other day. And I said, I wish that I had been able to talk to my grandmother before she passed about her garden because she grew the best collard greens I had ever tasted. Like she would grow her greens and then she would clean them, cook them, and freeze them. So every time my mom went to Mississippi, she would give her a bag of greens. They were the best greens I'd ever had. And so I was like, dang, I wish I had talked to her, about how to start my garden. But now I do want a garden. Barry also found this show on Netflix this past weekend.
Talk about it.
And what is it called?
Live to be 100.
And last week he said he had a dream he was going to live until he was 97.
Oh, stop. It's Paul right there. Last week I had a dream and I said I was going to live to be 97. I'm happy at night. Cut on Netflix. The first thing suggested to me, live to be 100. I looked up in the sky and I started praying. I said, damn it, I knew it. I told God, I said, damn it, I knew it. I know you want me to be here. Keep going. I'm excited.
I said, okay, so full transparency, I was so irritated with him this night. Mm-hmm. Didn't feel like talking to him. Mm-mm. And so I was like, I'm going to get in the shower. I'm going to bed. Did. So
she came back.
I was getting ready to go to, I went upstairs, showered, got in my PJs, and I came back downstairs only to make my tea. So this past week, I'm like creating new routines for myself to help myself ground because I've been dealing with like a lot of stress and anxiety. So every night this week, I have had some tea and I've done this Bible plan that I'm working on. And so I come downstairs to fix my tea, and he's watching this show, and they're talking about the foods that they eat and how it's very nutrient dense food and how they garden and grow their own vegetables. And I was like, and I don't feel like talking to him, but he noticed it's something that I would want to watch.
Hook, line, and sinker. This is my relationship. We need to talk about this.
So I was about to walk back upstairs, and I walked back. I said, what's the name of this show? And he told me.
She walked right in.
Okay, and then I walked upstairs.
We'll walk back upstairs. I said, I got it.
So I can turn it all upstairs.
And look, when I'm gonna say it's my relationship, but it's my relationship. Go ahead. This is literally my relationship.
But the part of the show that I caught was it wasn't just about nutrition. It was other things, but the nutrition part was the part that I caught. And so, he was like, they almost got me. It got me out here wanting to eat more vegetables.
They do. You know what?
And so,
they do.
Then we started talking about the garden. I was like, well, you should, help me do it. We can just do the garden together, and it'll be like our family garden. And so I'm like this close to convincing him. I feel like we're pretty close.
Shout out to Chantel. Chantel sent her with the link to where to get the garden. Then I saw Jennifer with a garden too. And then you got Big Farmer, BJ out.
Yeah,
he out here for it's just too much. Ashley Ben had it.
But I think it would be nice if we would
she'll be mad.
Carry on.
Yeah.
I think it would be nice if we could just get on the same page. And so I'm finna tie this back into the question that I read.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you get into the same routines and you start growing apart, it is important to find something that can be like a common ground for each other. Because once you do start having kids, it is hard to remember, who you were as a couple before the kids came. It's really hard to get back to that. And I don't know if you ever get back to that. It's kind of like you just have to create something completely new that works for you.
Be engaged with your partner.
Yeah. So then when the garden thing came up, I was like, well, why don't we just try to do it together? Now, granted, in the past, we'd be arguing. Because, it's always something. It's like, well, I don't think we should do it that way. Or you got it, and everything. That's legitimately how it goes. But
and it's the end, so it's really not an argument.
With the garden, I feel like I was like, that's one of them things where I feel like, because neither
one of us.
It's common ground in the sense that neither one of us know what we're doing. So we would just be learning together.
Yeah.
It's just something that we could do to try to spend more time, together. Both of us, we learn about it. It's a project. We both learn how to tend to the garden, and, we can feed our family. And then we get the kids involved. Blake had a garden at his school last year.
He loved it.
That was one of his favorite classes that he went to. So when you're married, and so y'all are kind of in the same place we are in.
It's probably why they sent it in. Dead the hell.
And because we're coming up on 9 years of marriage, but we've been together for 13 years, and we have been in that place where it's like this relationship is really boring. And it gets to a point where you're so bored in just your everyday life that it doesn't provoke you to want to have sex.
I'm a firm believer in higher help, though. I'm gonna keep going back to that. I know we debated about it. We talked about it multiple times. I'm a firm believer that having hired help, almost like somebody on a payroll, will help your marriage when you start injecting kids and injecting different priorities inside of your marriage. You got to have help. There's no way around it. If you don't have help, the ship is going to sink. You talking about her libido low? Brother, her libido might not be low. She just might be dead ass tired from dealing with these kids. You got 3, I got 2. I can't even imagine having 3. So it's a lot. You have to find help. I can't stress this enough. I love my son to death. I'm not going to put it in order like India did because I'm going to get in trouble. No, I'm just playing. But I love my son to death. I also love sending my son to Mississippi for the summer. Like there's nothing wrong with me saying that. Like that's my heart. It's my shadow. But when he leaves, like me and India get a chance to just frolic and be free. We ain't get it this year because she got somebody attached to her rack. So we couldn't really get it how we live this year. But moving forward, Blake and Shiloh will be going to Mississippi. I'm shipping them off. I love it. And thank God for help. So what I'm basically trying to say is, man, you got to find a way to get help. You damn near might have to hire the person yourself. Like I was going to
say, obviously with me, and we've talked about this before, it was always the trust factor. Like I don't trust anyone with my kids. But I will say I have found some of the best help through Blake's daycare and schools, and because those are people that he generally trusts.
Yeah.
If there was anyone, like y'all heard about the lady a couple months ago, we fired her. You know what I'm saying? So get on care.com.
Man, do what you do. Get it how you live.
And date nights can be very expensive these days, right? Inflation, everything is just more expensive now. But when you add in the babysitter, that can be like an additional $100 on top of the date.
And the same age we are too. I just thought about that. I'm a little bit young, but
so that's literally. So we'll go out, right?
Yeah.
And we'll have the babysitter come over around 5:00.
Yeah. She won't be ready, obviously, because it's India. She's always late. I'll be ready to go out the door.
But because we have 2 kids now, I think we used to pay babysitters like $15 an hour.
Yeah.
And then we got 2 kids, so we bumped it up to 20.
20, 25, 30.
Yeah.
Oh, your little tip up feeling good that night.
Yeah. And so date nights can become really expensive. But I also think it's important to be creative.
Mm-hmm.
People have been fussing at me online from what I said last week when I was talking about, how it should be God, your spouse, and then, your kids. And
it's in the Bible like that too, by the way.
It is in the Bible like that. So,
in the Bible
if you are a Christian and, that a lot of times if you're a Christian, that is your belief. So do with that what you will.
Do you know the Lord?
Do you know the Lord?
Yeah. I don't know.
But I say that your spouse should come before your kids because when your kids are grown
mm-hmm.
and you're left with just your spouse,
mm-hmm.
then what?
Mm-hmm.
You've poured you're all into the kids, and you've completely neglected your relationship with your spouse.
And it falls apart.
Yeah, it falls apart, or you stay together and you go through another decade of unhappiness. Yeah,
with that person, like, damn, I don't want to get a divorce, but shit, I don't necessarily want to be here either. But
right,
I'm too old.
We've been together so long.
Yeah, it's just stay here,
and then you just stay in there because it's comfortable. It's familiar.
And now your life is dormant. You just living and live. You wake up, do the same thing. So you got to try to figure it out, man.
But I think that if you pour into each other, the kids are naturally taken care of.
Yeah.
Like if you and your spouse are happy,
mm-hmm.
your kid's gonna be fine. Like if you and your spouse on the same page, your kids are always gonna come first.
Facts.
Between the two of you in your unit.
Yeah.
So
but people on your head about that. I'm never putting my kids,
my spouse before my kids.
I'm never putting my spouse before my kids. My kids always first. I'm like, y'all are wilding. Look. Love my son to death. To death.
Last night, I went downstairs. Bear was laying on the couch. Blake came upstairs to get ready for bed. I went downstairs and I just laid on top of Bear.
So you know what type
Blake
of night it's about to be, right?
And he says, Mom, why are you laying on my dad?
He wanted her to move.
And he was like, well, where am I supposed to lay? And I was like, just lay on me, Blake. So now it's like a triple sandwich. It's
on
like
me.
Barry, I'm on top of him, and he's like on my back. And I was like, bro, get off me.
Too much.
And so he said something, and I was like, Blake, I need you to go to bed.
And 10 minutes later, my boy was knocked out on the couch. But with all that being said, going back to the question again, I think something else we didn't talk about is you can't stop having fun When you stop having fun, the marriage is going to tank. If y'all can't make each other laugh, if everything becomes so serious that now I have to watch what I say, watch what I do. I can't smack you on the butt without you saying, not in front of the kids. If I cannot be with my woman and have a good time, then I've lost something else too. And not only have I lost my marriage, I've lost essentially my best friend. So now I might be struggling. I'm like, damn, where do I look? I might start looking elsewhere. Hot take. I don't know how to say this. This is why some people say, not me, some people say that women marry women or marry men don't know how important the side person is, because they get to go to this person and have a good time, do all this stuff. So then when they come back home to you, their libido and their endorphins are high and they're ready to go, ready to have a good time because they release their stress with this other person who's like a stress reliever, and they just like to unload on them. So then when they get back to their woman, look how you looking at me. When they get back to their woman, it's like, oh, baby, I'm so happy to see you. So
or you could just do the respectable thing, like what this young man said, and
hot
consider divorce.
Yeah,
and consider divorce.
I'm not saying do that at all, but that's a thing. That's a real thing.
I know that's a thing.
Oh, okay.
I know that, and I completely 1000% know that is a thing. But also, how much of this have you actually told her?
That's another thing.
Have you told her, like, hey, I am really struggling in this marriage. Like, this is no longer fun for me. I find this marriage to be extremely boring, and there's no spontaneity between us. We don't have sex. When we have sex, I'm not even enjoying it anymore. At some point, sex had to be enjoyable. Y'all got 3 kids out of the deal. The oldest is 7. So at some point, y'all were having fun.
In the beginning.
Yeah. In the beginning.
In the beginning. Talk about it.
In the beginning.
Talk about it. That's what I'm saying. So it was there. You know what's so funny? Let's tie all this stuff together. We got a real cohesive episode today. Now, with all that being said that India did, we also saw an article right before we got on the podcast. It's from the New York Post again, and we talked about micro cheating. We've talked about micro weddings. Now we have another M, alliteration, mutual masturbation. And in this article, it said the new way to spice up things. And it said mutual masturbate. I'm like, what the hell is a mutual masturbation? It's supposed to be you and your significant other partner, whatever you got, doing self-love side by side together. And so I'm reading the article. They did a whole study, 268 people, so on and so forth. I'm like, I'm going to tell you like this. Ain't going to be no mutual masturbation. It's going to be some penetration. Because if you sitting beside me.
But the article said that is the reason for it.
Oh, okay. I didn't get that far.
That's the reason.
I saw the headline like, no, man, I'm not going to be sitting here just rubbing on myself.
Like, it makes you want to have sex with each other.
Well, seeing you naked makes me want to have sex too.
So because we know, okay, so like once you fall out of the habit of having sex, and wanting that to be a priority in your marriage, it's really hard to get back to that.
Oh, it is. It is
as well. And so that just seems like that's where they are right now. So
maybe
I think them laying side by side and masturbating together is gonna help? No. I know, because they're gonna have to do a lot of things to even get to that point.
I can't see
with each other.
And I'm like, what's going on? I'm about to die. Come on, man.
So I'm
keeping it real.
You're an idiot.
What am I can't even focus on myself because I'm like, man, let me help you out. And I'm diving in. I'm not about to, I don't know. To each his own. I'm sorry.
My recommendation would be to find someone who can help you guys. My mom has reminded me multiple times how blessed we are. And we are very blessed that we have people who will come over and help the kids with us. Like,
For sure. And we don't look over that. Like, I know that. I mean, shout out once again. I cannot say her name enough, their name enough. Lauren and Maya. Like, they are the real MVPs behind You know when you got a car engine.
I was going to say, really got to be looking out for us because Lauren has held the fort down for us for years.
Big Lola. Holding it down.
And then she finished school and now she's working full time.
She had to dip.
And so we haven't been able to use her or not use her. She hasn't been able to, babysit for us. But as she was fading out, Maya was like coming in and it has just worked out really well for us. So
tell you, man.
We never take our help for granted. No. And then we also know that if we did not have the help, we would be in the exact same space that y'all are in right now.
But I will say this. Last week I did talk about my mama. Boy, Indy playing this concert for me, Dave Chappelle, on the 21st. Homecoming is on the 23rd. We having a party on the 22nd. I'm like, oh shit, we got to get 3-4 babysitters for one. For a week in a row.
The math was not matching for 3 days of babysitting.
And we gonna be out like we're going to be out for a long time. So y'all remember I said my mama don't need to be bucking it in. I called mom, hey mom, I need you on the 21st. You know what she said? Okay. For what? Because we got homecoming. All right, cool. I'll be there. It wasn't even though she didn't even really say for what. It was like, okay, for what? Like, what are y'all doing? Like, not for what, like, wow, for what? It was like, all right, for what? What y'all got going on? But the first response was, okay. That's what I'm saying.
His mama is essentially coming in so that we can party.
Oh, my mama. Oh, my hood. Victoria Monet, you a bad girl.
So, very appreciative of the help. Once you start having, it's like we have seen several couples here that we, were once really good friends with move back home to where their families are from so that they can get more help. And it's really hard when you don't have that. And so that's why we're so open to paying people to watch our kids because we don't have any family here. Mm-hmm. But we also, again, you have to make sure that you are taking care of yourself, in order. It's like two parts of that. You have to do what you need to do to keep your marriage thriving. But before you even do that, you got to also do what you need to do to keep yourself thriving.
Yeah, man. Like take some time for you too, man. Find a hobby or something.
Barrett goes outside of the house to the gym 4 days a week and he never misses a haircut every week. That's 5 times a week that he leaving his house to do some whatever he wants outside of that.
But I got to go to the gym. I was going to say
the gym and the barbershop are non-negotiables for him. Like he's not missing either appointment. And then, like I said, you have to find the time for yourself. I do my thing. I'd be like, here, Beard, here goes Shiloh.
Let me tell you
I'm about to go.
She's not mentioning what her thing is. Her thing requires spending money. My girl will find a shop to go to. If it's the farmer's market, if it's public, if it's Kroger, if it's getting her nails done.
Yeah, but that's not self-care.
Yeah.
That's not like going to the farmer's market. Stuff, I do enjoy going to the farmer's market.
Yeah, you come back and talk about, Mr. What's his name? Mr. who?
Mr. Thomas at Plano
Mr.
Produce.
Thomas had the goddamn apple butter. He had some fresh green peas. I'm like, all right. Well,
and I will say, because people argue like that's not self-care. When I'm there by myself, that's self-care for me. Like if I can go to the farmer's market by myself and just I can frolic through the farmer's market for hours, honey, and I just come back refreshed with fruits and vegetables and plants.
There you go. So, we gotta figure it out. But the garden is something like find a hobby. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna think about it.
We can't think. I told you we can't think long because we're about to miss the window. You got to go ahead and get the stuff in the ground for the fall garden. That's why I said we're gonna start small this year. We're gonna do 1 bed, maybe 2, and then we'll grow from there.
I got other stuff on my plate that I'm trying to do, but we'll see. You know what I mean? We'll see. Go ahead.
You see what I'm saying? See, this don't be like him.
What you mean?
Don't be like him. Because now you're reneging.
No, you can't spell without renege. And I'm an RN. I'm an RN. And you can't spell RN without renege.
I'll post a video of him putting the dirt in the flower bed.
Now to me doing it.
Show y'all
thing.
That he be on this podcast. Cats in our heart.
capping. Just big cap.
Yeah.
All right, I got a question for you though, because of this. I was thinking about this. And if you could look back, and right now too, let's start from back though. Your last 2 relationships, right? Think about this. Roll with me right now. Your last 2 relationships. If you could think back about those last 2 relationships and have those people give you a Google review out of 5 stars and write a brief summary. Let's go back to the first one. What would those star ratings be? And what would be the summary of their relationship from his point of view?
So I don't feel like that's a valid question for me because I started dating Beard when I was 19.
It don't matter.
So my previous, you're cutting me off.
I'm sorry.
So my previous 2 relationships were high school relationships.
Well, the person you were dating, let's talk about dating too then.
I ain't talking about them niggas. No. I'm going to talk about the 2 guys that I really liked at the time back then.
Because
they
dating,
were nice guys.
Dating counts though. Because sometimes y'all know y'all be dating for years and be waiting to get a title. And then, boy, y'all can't never get the title because you 2 did everything else.
Well, I never did that. Now, this is not to sound cocky or anything like that. But there's not a doubt about mine.
Oh, which one we start with?
Like niggas have looked at me within the past
we're not talking about
10
that.
years.
You missed the question.
Said, I missed out. I was an excellent girlfriend.
Give me a star. What are you saying?
You want me to give myself 5 stars?
No. What would they have given? What would they have given you as soon as you guys broke up from that relationship? Out of a 5
star. As soon as we broke up from the relationship?
That's what I'm saying. Like now you talking about now. Like, of course, nigga done got herself together, look better, been in the gym, got good hair.
One of them would probably give me 2 stars. He was really brokenhearted.
What would they say in the bottom? 2 stars and go. Type. See, look, she can't. Come on, talk to us. Stop thinking and roll with it.
She broke up with me with no warning. She left me for dead.
That's what he was saying. God bless. Okay, that was one. She left me for dead.
He was really brokenhearted. Like his mama called my mama and everything. It's real crazy. But yeah, that one he wouldn't have, at the time of the breakup,
that's what we're talking
about. Not have left me a good review.
I'm getting somewhere. Okay.
The one before that one, probably a 3.
So you just an average person. And that's
the only reason why I'm going to say 3 with him is because he cheated on me. So it's like, if you cheat on somebody, it has to be a reason, right? Like,
you got a good point.
You know what I'm saying? So
not necessarily, sometimes, well, yeah, it is. It's always a reason for you getting cheated on.
Right. Okay? So he cheated on me and then, that was it. So I took off 2 stars because I don't know. I read something the other day. It was like, I'm making peace with never having closure with certain situations. Ooh, and it's like, obviously I'm like way older now. Don't give a shit about any of those situations. But I never knew why he cheated. It was just like cheated, broke up. And that was it. So I took 2 points off, for 2 stars off.
It's gonna sound crazy.
It had to be a reason, right?
I mean, 9 times out of 10, there's like a small reason, but in reality, the reason is opportunity. That's the reason why guys cheat. It's opposite sitting right there in front of me. Man, listen, you're not gonna leave me in a room full of donuts and don't expect me to eat at least one. I'm a donut fan. You're not gonna leave me around Red Bull and not expect me to take one home. I like Red Bull. So it's about opportunity sometimes, but you got to have self-control the older you get. But when you're young, you see a seat full of opportunity. And like Jesus said, I'm an opportunist. When you're young. That's what I said. So, all right.
I don't have to ask you that question because I know.
Oh, I already know what they give me.
It's like, I don't have to ask you
my girlfriend before my last one. Let's just break it. I was waiting for you to ask me. I want to get down to the brass tacks. I'm going to give it to you anyway. Don't even worry about it. I got it ready to go. She would give me a smooth 4. She would give me a 4. And she would write in there, Barrett was a phenomenal person. He just did not know how to commit because he was too out there in the world. He was so worldly. But not only was he a great person, typing right now, he had a phenomenal family. And I thought we were going to make it to the end, but we didn't. And don't even worry about why we didn't. That's when I was saying I was shallow. That's what she was saying about me. What she was saying about me. You don't think that's what she was saying about me?
The only part that I'm going to agree with is the family part. Because I do know that they're like, I do know.
Shout out.
I do know that his family really did like her.
See what I'm saying? So I would get a 4. I'm getting to that one next.
Not that one.
I'm getting a smooth. Ooh, wait. I'm getting damn near 1.5 or 2.
You probably wouldn't even get that.
Yeah, I would have to get a 1.5 because I'm a great person.
It's like you read those Amazon reviews, and the person is like, I would give this 0 stars. The only reason this is getting 1 star is because I had to leave a star to leave the review. That's what she would probably give
Damn. You think so?
Absolutely.
Come on, man. Don't give it up for Indy. But it would be a 1.5. Maybe a 2. Because I was, once again, he was a great person. Well, if that's the case,
then my ex will give me a 5 because I ain't do half the shit you was doing.
But this girl came along and this is named India and shit went downhill. That's what the recommendation, that's what the review would say. But I want now watch this. Watch this. In the first over the last year performance review, where would you rate the marriage on a Google scale of 5 stars? Talk about it. I got here. Set a warmer up
last
first.
Year.
I had a little shit on somebody else, but shit on me. No. Like this year, being from August, because it's September now, so the end of summer. So from January to August, stars. Let's go.
January 2023?
Yes. January 2023 until August 2023. What would the star rating be of me? Not of the relationship, but of me. Ooh, it's getting deep.
3.5.
Come on, man. Give it up. It's above average. I'll take that. In review. Go ahead. Review it. What's the problem? Nothing wrong with this. Come on, it's good. I thought about this in my sleep. Seriously. And if you're brave enough right now, go ask your significant other the same question. You should have asked
me this prior to recording so that I could formulate my words.
Girl, it's me. It don't.
Correctly.
The thing about me and the thing about India is this. She can shit on me until the cows come home. I'm still going to walk off this podcast and love her the same. I can say right now something about India. She's going to internalize it and remember it for years to come.
I wasn't even finna shit on you.
Okay, go ahead then.
You want me to shit on you.
I mean,
which tells me that you feel like I should shit on you.
I feel like I think I deserve a 4 at least, but I give you 3.5.
You started out as a 5 and then you trickled down.
Everybody starts off as a 5.
And the reason why I say that he started off as a 5 is because in January, I was newly postpartum. I had just had Shiloh on December 28th. And he was very supportive.
Talk about me.
After my C-section.
Talk about me. Yes, ma'am.
It's interesting. People on Instagram think they know so much off of like such a short clip.
Oh, right.
And there were so many comments of the clips that we posted over the past week.
They've been booming though. Keep them coming. Keep the comments coming.
You know, we talked about last week how we didn't want to poop in the bathroom with the other one in the bathroom. And apparently that equated to, you know, us not being together for very long and, you know, new relationship issues. And, you know, if you don't want to be in the bathroom with your husband while he's pooping, how are you going to handle like sickness or illness?
How are you going to give head? I said, if you don't want to be in the bathroom while your husband is peeing, how are you going to give head? And I'm like, what does giving head? How does giving head correlate to peeing in the toilet with this significant other beside you, are y'all pissing in each other's mouths? And I'm looking at it coming like, ugh, like you nasty motherfucker. Go ahead.
So yeah, it's just a lot of assumption. Obviously, we've been together for a very long time. But after I had my C-section in December,
Big five.
Barry really showed up. Like, anytime you have to have somebody like put your panties on and like
in the building,
help you change your diaper, like,
yep,
he's pretty solid. You know, I feel like childbirth kind of opens the door and exposes you to a different level. It like unlocks a different level of your relationship anyway. And Shiloh's birth was very different from Blake's birth. So he really had to like step in and do some things, you know, that I would have absolutely loved to have done for myself. And then, like I said, just kind of trickled down from there.
Damn. I'm in a trickle down economy right now.
But that is because, and we've been to therapy about this, you know, before, and it really kind of ties back to what the couple, you know, what they wrote in.
Bingo, let's go.
For, and it's just like
I'm
complacency in the relationship and your inability to plan dates.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
And do the things. Like I said, I'm just at a point now where I'm not finna keep repeating myself. So I just kind of, I'm like, now I just kind of say it like, this is what I'm looking for. And I'm expecting you to do it or fix it.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that it's weird. It's like one day he's a 5, next day he's a 3. You know, it's like not the same each day.
But you got to get your average though. So the average
is going to be 3.5.
And it's fine with me. It's fine. All right, Keith, you got to stop me. You're a rambler. Yeah, I'll probably give you about the same 3.5. But something I'm learning about marriage is, guess what? It will come in ebbs and flows. That's what I was going to get back to with the original question. You can't expect everything to be at a 5 every time. If your marriage is at a 5 every time, I would love to meet you and your wife. That means y'all doing everything perfect. You having threesomes and probably have some more crazy stuff. But that's going to get old too. Ask Neo. You seen that? Don't worry about it. Ask Neo. But anyway, it's going to come a time where I might be a 2. One day, I might be a 1. And like she said, I could have 0 stars. But for an average 3.5, and the majority of the reason and the majority of the like 0.5 why we're not at a 5, I think mostly comes from kids and time. Like kids, timing, schedules. That's it. It's not like we up here just beefing about something super egregious or something like that. It really all boils down to kids, timing, and schedules. That's the only reason I feel like that we argue right now. If we take those 3 things and put them in a bucket, those would be the top 3. Those would be top tier what we argue about.
We went to church this morning, and it crossed my mind that I had made a nail appointment for this week, and I forgot to tell him.
See?
And so I thought about it in church, and so I just pulled up the email, flashed it to him. I said, "You need to put this date in your phone."
I said, "What's that?"
And he's like, "What's that?" I said, "This is my nail appointment for this week. So don't be acting confused when I'm walking out the house
without Shiloh,
because I'm not bringing her to my nail appointment."
She just be crying so much throughout the day with her hand. I can't take it. You got to take her with you. I'm sorry, but that's it. Like if we could get past that, I think we'll be back on track and get a big 5. But you know, that's in there. Her endless need to just buy shit and leave the house every 10 minutes. She likes to move about and go outside like she has another boyfriend. If that's cool. I don't know about it.
Oh my God.
I don't want to know. If she has another boyfriend, like keep that to y'all self. Just come home happy and I'm fine with that. I'm podding, by the way. Yeah, I'm podding. But I don't want to know though. So just keep doing what you're doing.
What the hell are you talking about now?
I'm podding.
You're not doing a very good job. For a relationship podcast, you're not doing a good job.
I'm killing it right now.
You're not.
But anyway, needless to say, the 5 will come. Like last night was a 5. Today probably has been a 4.
Something has to happen where it's a 5 without sex. I feel like any day that we have sex, you're like, this was a 5.
Yeah.
Today was a 5.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Like,
and a little
it's
head, get my 10. They ain't got enough stars on Google for that HEAD. What you want me to say?
so something has to
real.
happen that causes a 5 without sex.
Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes it's just being lazy, just being up and around, like going out, not being lazy, but also like being out physically together and just laughing and just having a good time. Like I said, being friends. Being friends is the foundation of a relationship. I feel like if we can just have fun, laugh, play without getting too serious, without having uninterrupted things interject the fun, I think we're good. I don't want to not have fun. I want to always have a good time. So that's why I would say this without sex. Now, if you add fun and sex together, they ain't got enough stars. And oh my God, it's really going, this vacation at that point. Fun, sex, head is it's called vacation. If you ever want to know what that was called, it's a vacation. That's it. Staycation, vacation. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed that moment, but I got to get to my relationship. Story. It's a good one. I got the keys. We'll sign this podcast episode together nicely. So my relationship is, guess what? For everybody out there, it's easier to be happy than to be upset when you're in a relationship. When you were in a relationship. Now I thought about this because one, the TV show. I knew she was mad, but I cut on that TV show and I was watching that TV show and she couldn't help. She was gonna try to ignore me the rest of the night, but she couldn't help but to inquire about what the television show was. Now she probably went upstairs and watched it. And it takes a lot for anybody not to want to talk about a TV show that they're watching with a person. So she had to make an active thought to, damn, man, I'm mad, but I ain't going to talk to him about it. Even though he told me to watch it, I want to tell him about the flower bed so bad, but I ain't going to worry about it because I'm mad. Also, when you're upset with your significant other, it takes a lot to get in the bed and then not lay how you want to lay. Like, you get in the bed normally before when y'all happy and you snuggle up with her. Now you get in the bed, got to pull a cover from her. You mad at us. Y'all playing cover tug of war. She pulling it this way, you pulling it that way. And now you're mad, got your back turned. You uncomfortable. Then crooking your neck because of the way you laid on your pillow, trying not to face her. It takes a lot. But if you have, one more. It takes a lot. Soon as you are upset with your person, you get news or you get some sort of a question that you need advice on and you want to ask or share that news with that person. But guess what? You can't because you're mad.
I think that when that happens, that's kind of God intervening on your behalf.
Possibly.
Sometimes I think that those are like gentle reminders. Like, hey, what you mad about ain't that deep.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. But stubborn people are going to hold on to that. And they're not going to take that gentle reminder and run with it. If you stubborn, man, I ain't going to tell him. I'm just going to wait till I get unmad to tell him. Maybe I get unmad today, maybe I won't, but I don't even care. Now, if you're dealing with somebody like that, God bless you. I am. So I understand your pain. But anyway, having all those situations takes too much thinking. I just want to be happy. If we get into a little bit of an argument or I feel a little bit of tension between us, man, I'm going to be upset probably in the moment.
He was mad early today because I told Blake he couldn't have a Capri Sun.
Yeah, it might take 5-10 minutes and then I'm like, all right, bro, we're talking about a Capri Sun right now. We're not talking about, oh, damn, I saw you kissing another. Bro, we're talking about a Capri Sun.
But also, it is that deep because I feel like Bear and I are both right now trying to find ways to be healthier and live healthier. And I feel like doing that as an adult is very hard. It's just you consistently having to break habits that you were used to, habits that you grew up on that we know are not right. And so I think with you, it's just a matter of, well, I did it, so it's fine.
I just want a kid to be a kid. That's it.
A kid can be a kid without Capri Sun.
No, they can't. You can't spell Capri Sun without. Yes, you can. But anyway, without son,
you can be
I
a
got
kid
son.
without a Capri Sun. Like, we can make better choices for our family.
Yeah, for sure. Can't spill Kool-Aid without a K.
We do not have to live the way those before us lived. If we are in agreement that we do want to live healthy as a family. Also, we dealt with a lot of sickness last year, and I don't want to deal with it this year. So I'm like doing everything I can to keep him healthy. That's why I've been fixing his lunch every single day.
Okay, but back to the
That's what
SIP.
I'm saying. But that's the type of stuff that we be getting mad at each other.
Yeah, that's a real argument right there. Like that's I told you,
About.
schedules, kids, and time. Like those are the things that we argue about. So yeah, that's an argument. But with me, all right, man, it's a Capri Sun, bro. It's not gonna make me or break me at the end of the day. I still got love for you, still love my woman, I love my family, dog. Like, let's just get over this shit, man, and just get back to having a good time. I just want to party. I don't want to hurt nobody. Shout out to YG. So with all that being said, stop getting mad. Shit, get mad for a little while. If you're going to get mad, well, get this shit off your shoulders, man. Brush it off. That's another thing that I was watching in this show, Live to Be 100. It's one of the biggest things they said. Besides the food, it was about how they limit their anger. Like if they get mad or if they get upset about something, it's over with quick. So that's what we got to do. We
But I
got to
will
start feeling
say
like that.
that is how he has always lived his life. Like
97.
from the moment that I have met him. And that it is not easy for me to live like that at all. And that's something that I'm working like when I say that's one of the things that I have to work really hard on. But with him, that it comes so easy. There is not a single person on this planet that is going to keep him mad longer than like 2 hours. Mm-hmm. 2 hours may be the max that I have seen him upset about something. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Probably the longest I've ever seen him upset about something was at me.
Mm-hmm. Some things you just can't control, man. It's stuff
but
out of
for
your
the
control.
most part, like anything, I mean, he shrugs it off.
Water under the bridge, man. Listen, my homeboys passed away. They would love to be here, love to be happy right now. They died, freak accidents, shit happens.
Very freak accidents.
I'm talking about a homegirl, God bless her, freak accident. You know what I mean? Like, these people were good people. These people should be here. I'm not going to be upset about small stuff. You know what I mean? Because I know I got people out there that need to be. Anyway, neither here nor there. Tell the people where they can find you.
Cynthia.Marie on Instagram. That's all I got.
That's all you got. Pilates. See,
I know because every time, because when I start talking about Pilates, you be like, this ain't the Pilates podcast.
Because you
so
be
if you
going
want
on and on
to
and
know
on.
Pilates information, then y'all know where to find me to take Pilates classes.
Some sessions. Work It Pilates is where you can find it. Go to the website, go to the Instagram. If you can't spell Pilates, Google it. It's there. Work It Pilates on Instagram. You can find it right there. Click the link in the bio. Classes are Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. And you know the rest. Go out there and mess with the best. You can find me at BLove1911 on all social platforms. Make it real, and then go follow She and I Podcast on Instagram. Hit us up. She and I Podcast at gmail.com. YouTube, if you're freaky, go on over there. Watch us. Watch me look at the rack in the middle, and then you will understand what I'm talking about. In the meantime, in between time, like we always do at this time, it's been real. It's been fun. I out.